Hi everyone!
Hello.
So, this is a video that we have been waiting forever to make.
A long time.
Long time. And I think it's fair to say it was worth the wait. But still, in case obviously you'll be able to see from the title, we're talking about the recent drama Strike, the adaptations of the Cormoran Strike novels. The third one, we have to wait until next year. But it's gonna. But we don't know when. Yeah, but it's going to coincide with the release of the next Cormoran Strike novel. As to when that will be next year, it's still unknown.
I reckon that it will be
the summer.
The book will be released, say, summer.
Yeah.
Which I think will give them time to adapt it for the next series.
It's been a massive hit. It's fair to say it got, because it going up against Victoria, the ITV drama Victoria series 2, which Laura loves, and it's a big thing here. But it's beaten it all 5 episodes they've aired so far has beaten Victoria by about between 2 and 3 million viewers. So it's a big win for the BBC. Yeah, it is. Massive win for the BBC. And the fact that they did Poldark was meant to be up against Victoria, and they put Poldark on in the summer so that it wouldn't clash. So they put this new drama on instead, and it beat Victoria. That's pretty big here in the UK.
That's pretty cool.
So, but we're here to talk about Strike, particularly these two lovely people, because it hasn't come out on DVD, and it won't come out on DVD until after they do Career of Evil sometime next year. I've got the Vogue photo shoot that they did. And there we are. There's Tom Burke and Holiday Granger.
They're so beautiful.
They are.
It's
They
ridiculous.
who play Strike and Robin, his sisters. So we're going to talk about that. So the books that they have shown so far are the first 2 books, Cuckoo's Calling and Silkworm. So we're going to be talking quite in depth and saying about differences between that and the book. So if you don't want to be spoiled, we understand for you to shut off and everything. But if you want to stick around and listen, then we're going to have a chat about it.
We will.
So first off, what do we think overall? And overall, I think it's brilliant.
It was amazing. To be fair to them, I think they took 2 very complicated books.
Yeah.
They simplified them, but they didn't bastardize them.
No,
you know what I mean.
We have negatives for both.
Yes,
but then it's that thing of things that they cut out, which we wish they'd left in, and that. But then you have that with adaptations.
But to be honest with you, though,
and things that they've tweaked, but tiny
things. The notes I have are so small, and
they work without the things that they've cut out from the books.
Yeah,
So it's not like you've lost a massive thing. It's just like, oh, it's a shame they didn't do that.
Yeah,
but
like we've said before, we've said it many times before, books are books, TV shows are TV shows, and what works in one doesn't necessarily work in another. And it's the same with Outlander, with Harry Potter, with
every adaptation that's ever been done.
Yes, basically any adaptation that's ever been done, there have to be things. And I actually saw J.K. say about adaptations of Harry Potter, it can take her 5 pages to describe something that a director can do with a shot in a camera.
Yeah.
And it was as good as I think they could have done with the time they had.
Yes. So just so you know, the Cuckoo's Calling is 3 episodes. Silkworm is 2 episodes, and Career of Evil, which is yet to air, is also going to be 2 episodes.
I've got to say, though, one of the notes, I wish Silkworm had a 3rd episode.
Me too. I do, because there's a lot of stuff going on in that book.
There is. But first of all, we've got to praise the casting director.
Yes, because I was going to say we can't go carry on until we talk about casting, because it's
not just
God,
Tom and Holiday.
No.
It's every single person was either exactly as I imagined them in the book, or they brought something extra.
Yes.
People like Tara Fitzgerald as Tansy Bastigui.
Tansy
just killed me.
Tansy in the book is different from Tansy in the drama, because in the book we only meet her I think maybe twice, but the first time we meet her, she's in a restaurant, she's with her sister, she's got other people around her, she's shouting her mouth off about her husband, how she hates her husband, all this plot. But in the drama, she's very cut off from
She's
everyone.
An abused woman.
She's
in
an
the
abused
drama.
woman.
Yeah.
She doesn't trust anybody.
No. She's got no life. Really.
And it kind of feels like there's this really weird but it's perfect moment where Strike's talking to her about what really happened, the night that Lula died, and there's a box or something on the coffee table, and she moves it so it's in a straight line, and it's like, and you just can't help but think she's been programmed from years of abuse that if something is wrong, not right, she is going to get abused for that. Yeah. So she has to, even though her husband's not home, he's in another country, he's going to be away for like a week. Yeah. She doesn't have to worry about it, but she has to do that. She can't get comfortable unless she's done it.
She's been so controlled and so abused for so many years that she just can't see a way out of it. Yeah. And so Strike acknowledges that. Yeah.
So changes like that made her character so
and
much more
so glad that they got an actress as good as Tara.
Tara's an amazing actress.
I literally can't.
Everything that she's done, I've loved her.
I've never seen her do a bad performance. I mean, like, her character in Game of Thrones could, if she had been a lesser actress, could have been so overblown and so, because she's quite an hysterical woman. She's a follower of the Lord of Light. She becomes essentially like a fanatic.
Yeah, she kind of. And could you say kind of a groupie-esque kind of character?
Because she's Stannis Baratheon's wife.
Yeah, and she never leaves his side. No, that kind of thing.
But if Tara had been less of a good actress, there are moments in her story arc where I wouldn't have believed what she does. But because Tara is such an exceptional actress, then it was wonderful. But even Tara aside, Martin Shaw.
Yeah, so this is Cuckoo that we're talking about. These actors and actresses. So Martin Shaw. Yeah. Monica Dolan and Silkworm. It's as soon as I read Silkworm, I knew it had to be her. Yeah. Because she's described in the book, her character, Leonora, is described as looking like Rose West, but wears like tracksuits and really baggy, fling on kind of clothes because of her life.
She doesn't care about clothes. Why would she?
And Rose West, obviously, serial killer with her husband Fred West, and funnily enough, Monica won a BAFTA playing Rose West 2 years previously in this drama. She was absolutely phenomenal, called An Inappropriate Adult.
If you look at Rose West and look at Monica Dolan dressed as Rose West,
it's scary.
It's scary.
It's not just like
it's not clothing. It's her eyes.
It's not just we forced this stuff on this actress to make it. It's like. It's her. Yeah. It's scary. Yeah. So as soon as I read that line, I was like, it's Monica. And when she got cast, I was over the moon. Yeah. Absolutely over the moon.
And again, for the casting director, I don't know the actress's name, and I probably should have had the cast list up on my phone or something. The actress that played Dodo, that played Orlando.
I can look it up on the phone.
Because first of all, they cast an actually disabled actress to play a disabled character. Yeah. I know that there's been like a lot of talk about Tom Burke because he's not disabled. But as far as secondary tier characters go, I thought that they cast her beautifully. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously there are reasons why Tom Burke was cast and not an actor. I don't know. Maybe that probably wasn't even a thought that entered their head. I don't know, but I thought the actress that played Orlando was wonderful.
I can't find it. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll put a name in the description of the video. Yeah, I can't find it at this exact moment. But yeah, I'll put it in the description so it's there.
But everybody played their part, even down to Lucy, his sister.
Yeah,
who
she
just
was
not even really
casting. And can we also, before we go, Lula. The casting of Lula
Oh
was
God,
just
perfection.
perfect.
I
Just
saw her
look at
picture.
her, and it's like,
Yeah, that's
her.
Lula.
She's.
And I was saying to you yesterday, because we've watched it together, haven't we?
Yeah, over yesterday.
There are things that they did with the production design that I love. I love the fact that Lula is wearing her natural hair.
Yes.
I love, because it's very important to Lula in the book to discover her African heritage. And I wonder if part of that was to keep her hair natural and not to do things to it.
Yeah, like she's a model, so she'll put her hair whatever stylish at that time. Yeah, she'll
conform to the white notion of black beauty, which is straight hair.
And for another model, Kiara Porter.
Oh, she was great too. She was
stunning.
Casting. Stunning.
And
the clothes they got her to wear were just like I just thought in the book.
Yeah. But Lula, I think, because obviously the Silkworm and Cuckoo were very different victims-wise.
Yes.
And with Quine, we didn't really get to see really the actor that much, but then that's how you are with the character of Quine when you read the book, and you learn about things through the course of the investigation and the truth versus what people think.
But JK doesn't spare, like, she's like, this guy's an arsehole.
Yeah, exactly.
He's an arsehole.
So it's like she doesn't spend that time, and it's the manipulation because of the truth versus reality. But with Lula, you have so much about what she's, the perception of who she is as a model. So you see lots of, or you get presented, as it were, descriptions of lots of photos of her from the press and all that lot, and then you find out who she really is. And she's such an amazing actress where, like, there's this really iconic picture that's in the show and it's in the book, and when I saw it I was so happy because when it was in the trailer, because it was a photo of her, the description which just stuck with me. And it's Lula when she's in a dress. It's a Gisa May photo shoot with one of her friends. She's in a dress and she's got angel wings. Now in the book, Kiara Porter's in the picture as well, but in the drama,
really glad they didn't do that they just focused on Lula.
But she's got angel wings and she's holding the bag, and that tells you so much because of the events and what
the bag holds the key.
and the wings for Lula. It was just like, but you look at her eyes, and her eyes tell you everything. Even though it's a shot that's this, shot that was done like a year or so before she even died. Her eyes are telling you something else, and it's spot on.
And that's
spot on.
The girl that played her is so beautiful. It's ridiculous.
And she was in Harry Potter.
Those cheekbones could cut glass.
Yeah, in Harry Potter, she's in Deathly Hallows. She's the girl she's the waitress in the cafe who flirts with Harry and says how she'll be finishing in like the next few hours.
Yeah, if you fancy a date.
And then Dumbledore shows up and goes, we're going, mate, come on. And he has to leave her behind, but she's stunning. She's stunning.
I really liked how they made it clear, without it beating it over your head, how much Lula struggled as a black woman in a white aristocratic family.
Yes.
I really appreciate that, because that's a huge theme in the book.
Yes.
And
thus her trying to find her heritage,
and her brother, and her father, and it's. I loved how they managed to cram so much information so simply, and it was wonderful. It was great. It was so good.
The casting of John Bristow. I just think every single character across both dramas was just perfection.
The actor really managed to tread the line between the innocent and the not so innocent,
and manipulative.
And there was his eyes constant and watching and shifting, and how he manipulates Strike and manipulates his mother and desperately and people on Twitter were saying, like, why did he bother?
Yeah.
He bothered because he needed somebody to. He's a psychopath.
Yeah, he's a psychopath. That's one kind of negative I would say about that ending sequence of revealing you know, who it was and everything. But in the book, you get a bit more of an understanding as to why he did it.
That's
and
true.
People who have watched the drama but haven't read the book, were like, what was the freaking point of him going?
Yeah.
It was but he's a psychopath. He wants the money.
Yeah.
He needs to know where the will is.
And he also enjoys the challenge of trying to get away with it. That's
why with Charlie, his brother who he killed when he was younger, he keeps the bell off his bike because they were riding their bikes in the quarry.
Yeah,
and
it's
he pushed
trophy.
him, and it's his trophy.
And
Lula's
would have been her money.
Yeah, but he didn't get to it.
He didn't get to it.
Yeah.
And one cameo role that I absolutely loved.
He was amazing.
Well, 2 cameo roles I loved actually.
Yeah.
We'll do the first one first.
Yeah.
Sian Phillips as Lady Bristow.
Yeah.
I have loved Sian Phillips since she terrified me in I, Claudius.
She was amazing as Lulu.
She is wonderful.
Well, adopted mother.
Adopted mother, yeah. And that voice of hers, I could listen to that woman talk for hours.
Yeah.
Her voice is just so crisp and clear, and it's like fine wine. Yeah. I love her voice. And it was funny because like in I, Claudius, they put, I mean, it was made in the 70s, so obviously film and TV makeup has come a long, long way. They put like skin on her skin to make her look really old, and now she's the age that her character was, and she's aged beautifully.
Oh yeah,
she's a beautiful woman. But I loved her. I thought that she was so mischievous and tragic at the same time.
I love that though. She takes the mick out of Cormoran's dad.
She does.
But Cormoran doesn't care. But Cormoran hates his dad. So he's like, yeah, I'll go with that. I'm fine with that.
And it's just the second cameo is, I don't know the actor's name, I know his face, I don't know his name, but he played our very favourite secondary character, Shanker. Literally, he goes into the pool hall, sees that face, he smiles, I thought, that's Shanker!
Well, you see, because he's playing pool, and it kind of comes up the table, and you see that, like, all his tattoos, and comes up his arm, and he sees his face, and he smiles, and you see that gold tooth, and he's like, hey, Bunsen. And I was like, hey, Shanker. It was just, Shanker is just phenomenal. I'll put his name in there.
Yeah.
But I was like, when Shanker appeared, because I love
Shanker is the best man.
Yeah.
He's such a great man because he's a thief, and you wouldn't trust him around stuff that you values. But he's a good man.
That's why Strike actually says it to Robin in the third book after he meets Robin, because he turns up and Robin's really freaked out because she has no idea he's going. And he comes in, and then when Shanker's left, he's like, just make sure if he's here and I'm not here, just don't let him wander around my office by himself. You know, just
don't leave him alone in the office for God's sake.
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
Not that you say he won't hurt you.
No,
he won't do that.
But he will take the laptop.
Yeah.
But like Shanker isn't into personal violence without reason. No. He's not a violent person.
I love that. But Strike says to him, "There's this car parked on this street. I want you to get into it. Look for it for you. You want me to nick it? No. Well, where's the fun in that then?"
He's a great character, and I thought the actor that played him.
I'm so looking forward to seeing him in Career of Evil, because he's quite prominent in Career of Evil, because Cormoran really needs his help.
He really does.
Really needs his help throughout it. But yeah, loved Shanker. I'll put the various cast names in the description. Also, one other person I thought you might say, but you didn't. The guy who played Ysene.
Yes, I saw him. He was in
Queers.
He was. There was the BBC did a series of monologues and a drama that we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
And to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the decriminalisation of homosexuality in Britain.
Yeah.
And he was actually one of the people doing a monologue, and it was my favourite of the whole thing. And it was absolutely wonderful, and he delivered that beautifully. And I saw him, and I was like, oh my God, it's that guy! And
But it's real. I didn't
gorgeous.
register with me until you said, because in that monologue he's got the hair and everything, and then in this he didn't.
No.
So, and I didn't recognise him.
Yeah,
but he's
amazing.
He's a handsome
He's
man.
a very handsome man.
Very handsome
He's
man.
an amazing actor. I loved his acting. I thought that was just wonderful.
He's perfect as Guy.
And yeah, because he's got that kind of ego. There's an ego of,
I am a high-end fashion designer, but if you mention his real name,
I love that.
But you're not supposed to be here. And Strike goes, well, the man thought, fuck it, let's go to Kevin, because that's your real name, isn't it? And he like really stiffens up,
and
he's
it
like,
punctures his ego.
Yeah. He's like, follow me then.
Yeah.
But then obviously he talks about Kiara to try and embarrass him, and Strike's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But Robin's embarrassed.
You know, the script, I loved how they took passages of actual dialogue, full conversations, and just put it in there. I loved it. I loved the way that Robin and Cormoran's relationship developed as per the books, and that they didn't overplay it.
Yeah.
They didn't I mean, one little thing at Cuckoo's Calling that I was a little bit, I wish there'd been a bit more, but then they didn't really have time, was I wish that the drunk scene had been a little bit more emotional.
Yeah.
But then they didn't have time to put all the stuff with Charlotte in either.
Exactly. And the Charlotte situation, Charlotte is his ex-fiancée. They break up, literally. Robin kind of gets caught up in
They kind of dulled that down slightly as well, because he grabs a coat.
They did. Okay, when Robin arrives at the first day of work, she hears an argument, there's stuff being thrown out around above her head, and she's like, oh, freaking hell.
Yeah, and he goes,
and
Charlotte, bitch!
Well, she has just thrown an ashtray at his face, and he's bleeding. So, you know, as he says...
I think that's a fair assessment, actually.
Yeah, and Charlotte leaves, and Robin's like standing like, oh my god, as she runs down the stairs past her, and she's like, okay, right. So she carries on up, and then Robin comes out going, Charlotte, and they bump into each other, and Robin's just like fall down to, and he grabs her coat and pulls her back and saves her life. In the book, he grabs her boob, but that's you know, it's not purposeful. It's like, he's like, oh my god, I saved her life. It's just like, it's the first thing there, and it's, you know, he's really apologetic about it. He feels embarrassed.
He does.
You know.
He does.
But that's how they meet.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just wonderful that their chemistry is so insane.
Can we talk about the heart eyes?
Oh god.
The heart eyes.
Right, hang on, let me just say one thing first, right? Right.
Go on then. Say it.
You say that as if I'm embarrassed to say it.
I'm not saying that you're embarrassed.
Right.
Go on.
When I read the books, and I said this at the end, at the Cormoran Strike video that we did together previously, and I'll link that in the description as well. I don't want them to get together. I can't see it happening. I'm just, you know, no. And as soon as I saw them together, I was like, oh,
they're so good together.
I ship it. But it's their chemistry. It is like, I wonder if it's a thing if you had two other actors, the chemistry would be different, and so I may feel different about it. But those two together, it's like, God, I've listened to the audiobooks of all three of Cormoran Strike novels since watching this drama, and I'm like, I see them. Every single actor who's in it, I see them, and it's like, but I'm like, oh my god, I have to rewatch the scenes of them together.
Can we talk about the hand kiss?
That
I have watched on repeat. I don't even know how many times.
It's in the book as well.
I know it is, but like,
it's
his eyes and the fact he never breaks eye contact and he's smiling, and I'm just like, oh my god, can you just dump that arsehole that you live with and like be with him? Just do it.
Yeah. So it's just you know, bit. So where is it? Well, Merry Christmas, partner. The idea of a hug hovered briefly in the air, but she held out her hand with a mock block-eyedness, and he shook it. Have a great time in Cornwall. And you in Nation. On the point of relinquishing her hand, he gave it a quick twist. He had kissed the back of it before she knew what had happened. Then, with a grin and a wave, he was gone. And it's all like...
It's just, it's like a green dress moment. Right,
oh my God, the green dress.
Right, think about it. Think about it, right?
Yeah.
The books end with Cormoran doing a thing for Robin.
Yes.
The green dress.
Yes.
The kissed hand.
Yes.
And
at the
interrupting her wedding.
And saying, we're okay. But by looking at each other, without saying anything.
I'm telling you.
So I can't help but ship it now.
Oh, I'm so happy.
The chemistry is so amazing. It is ridiculous.
It is great chemistry.
Now, when it comes to sequences and events and such, there are events that have been cut out. There are events that are reordered. The reordering, you can see that very prominently in Cuckoo.
Oh yeah, because of Rochelle.
Because in the book. So in the drama, so this will tell you little things. Obviously, we've said spoiler, but you know what? The order is like Rochelle dies, Cormoran gets drunk. No, sorry, Cormoran meets Kiara, then he gets drunk, and then you have the green dress moment. Yeah. Whereas in the book, it's drunk moment. Sorry, green dress, drunk. He meets Kiara the day after he gets drunk, and then Rochelle dies. Yeah. So you've still got the same events, they've just tweaked the ordering of it. Yeah,
and Rochelle in the book drowns in the Thames.
She does, not in a bath, in her own home. Yeah. So I didn't really mind that change.
I didn't either. I couldn't see what the purpose of it was.
It is a shocker when she gets pulled out the river. Yeah. But the thing is that we meet Rochelle. Yes, she has a conversation with Strike, but then we don't see her again, and then it's suddenly the bomb is dropped that she's been pulled out of the river. Yeah. So it's not like she's a prominent character who, by killing her off, is like, what the hell have you done? You completely ruined everything. But Strike does get information out of Rochelle in the book that he doesn't in the drama. And there are various other changes that happen. Like Strike meets Lula's biological mother.
Yes, he does, doesn't he? I'd forgotten about that.
She's very...
It's not been that long since I've read them, and I've forgotten so much detail.
Well, it was that thing of, because I re-listened to them after the drama, because I was thinking,
sorry, I'm going to take these out. They're doing my head
in. When he meets her mum, and she's very lower class. Yeah. Council estate, kind of like Rochelle. Yeah. Bad mouths Lula's biological father, and kind of Lula herself. Yeah, because she gets annoyed that she doesn't give her money. Yeah, and everything, and she even expects Strike to give her something for talking to him. Yeah, even though he's an investigator, it's like, I'm not press, love. Yeah, this is not. Yeah. They also tweaked one little thing to do with the security guard.
That was unnecessary.
In the drama, it was like this whole thing of, yes, I was at my desk, but there was real, no, I wasn't at my desk. I was swimming because I'm stressed and I have issues at home, yada, yada, yada. In the book, he's very open. The first time he meets Cormoran, he's like, so where were you? Yeah, I had diarrhea, so I was running back and forth to the toilet. Yeah. He's totally open about it. And he said, I've told the police this as well, but, you want to know, so I'll tell you. It's like, why don't you just do that? Yeah.
But and they did something weird with the silkworm. In the book, the character is Michael Fancourt, and they changed it to Andrew Fancourt.
For no reason.
It was weird. That was very, very odd. I didn't really understand that.
They played around a bit more with silkworm as well, to do with various encounters that happen, where they happen. Cormoran's leg is a big deal in Silkworm.
Yes, because he gets infected.
He gets all the way through the book. Yeah. It's really badly infected and everything. And his leg, he has an injury in the drama where he does something kind of stupid and hurts his leg. Yeah. So he is a bit of pain and that, and he feels embarrassed for Robin because they've gone off for the day to investigate and he's messed up his leg.
But it's nowhere near as bad in the book, is it? As it is in the book.
No, he's really bad. But I think that's also because a character got taken out of Silkworm, which I said was a real shame because she was a really interesting character, called Pippa. And in the book, she's a transgender character who is caught up in this story because she's in the Silkworm book that is the ending of which is how the death scene of the main character is how the author of Quine is found. So there's various different people in his life who play different characters, and she's one of them. And she attacks Cormoran on multiple occasions, and he gets, because of the fall of that, it twists his knee, and then he can't afford to go to doctor, and it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. So it's kind of, because of that incident with Pippa, is why he hurts his leg and causes him so much pain. But they took Pippa out. Yeah. So
I can kind of understand why they did. I wish that they had left her in.
It would have been nice if they left her in.
It would have been.
She's a really interesting character.
She is,
and her connection with Catherine Kent.
But then Catherine Kent had like 2 minutes. She wasn't really.
She had 3 scenes. One, she was burning a book. One where Cormoran met her on the balcony, and then one right near the end of episode 2 when she revealed what she knew.
They changed the murder scene.
They did. It's pretty close, but not entirely.
Like I said to you, I thought. I mean, and you said because you listened to the audiobook, he's lying on a table with his arms up and his legs folded underneath him. And his basically his chest and his stomach open. And
he's on a full table because he got the full set, the dining set, the chairs, everything.
Because he's been trussed
and
up.
The walls were red, but because of the acid, they've changed colour. And everything. So it's a really messed up crime scene. But they kind of did it, but they didn't go all the way. But then I wonder if it's that thing of, I know this may sound a bit weird, making it more believable by doing, like, having him on the floor.
Do you think
do you know what I mean?
Because it was it's Liz Tassel, is a female that's done this, it's almost like, would she have really the strength?
Well, that's what there's questions that they go, because Cormoran says, well, to do that, you've got, and let's face it, Quine wasn't the thinnest man in the world.
No.
You're going to have some strength to it. So why do you think Leonora would do when she's a stinky little petite woman?
But what he doesn't take into consideration is that Quine himself lay on the table,
and she then
killed him.
Yeah.
See,
because he had a thing about bondage.
He did, and I loved that in the book and in the series they said, "All right, so we like to be tied up. So fucking what?
Yeah.
So what?" And I like to tie him up, and I like to, slap him about a bit when we had sex. But that's just what we did.
Yeah.
And I loved that she's like this quite, for want of a better word, dumpy woman.
Yeah.
Who has an active sex life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I like that happened.
She's like, oh, for God's sake, don't pussy around things. Just this is what it was, and everything there.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
Don't you dare try and bring up. If you want to say something, say it to my face. Just get on with it. I don't have time for this. I've got more important things to do. I've got to look after my daughter.
Yeah.
Screw you. I'm walking away.
Yeah.
She's that kind of bold character.
See,
and you can see it so prominently even when she first arrives at the office.
Yeah.
And she says, I need you to ring this number. I can't ring it. He won't allow women to get through. It's to call to this literary place where he is. And if you just get through to him, I can then talk to him. And I've got the cash here to pay for the call. And she puts like a load of change on the table. Please do it. Mm-hmm. And she's that assertive.
Yes, she is.
That first step.
I really like that though. I like that their relationship was not a happy one. I mean, yes, they had sex and they enjoyed each other in that way, but their marriage was not great. No. But he was a great father to their daughter.
Yeah.
And I loved like the layers and the complexities in that particular marriage, like the Bestigui marriage.
Yeah.
That are, it's different because I don't think Quine was abusive to Leonora.
No,
actually,
no,
I
not
think
at
he appreciated her.
Yeah. I think it's that they had this relationship where they knew where each other's boundaries lay.
Yes, I think that's
they
true.
were together, they were totally 100% focused on their daughter, but they were very happy to sleep in separate rooms.
Yes. And then
they'd spend the evening together, like reading or watching TV or whatever.
Yeah. When he wasn't
bedtime stories for their daughter, and then that's it.
When he wasn't away shagging someone else or whatever. But I loved how sort of matter of fact she was about it. Like, so he had sex with other people, so I like tying him up. Big deal. That doesn't mean that I murdered him.
Yeah. It was very interesting, and I love the scene where Strike confronted Wardle at his house and said, look, the press is saying, oh, it must have been her because when she was younger she trained as a butcher because her family owned a butcher shop, and you're seriously telling me that she did this? Come on. And Wardle won't give in.
What I gotta say,
Wardle, Anstis.
The only casting
Wardle's the DI in the first one. Sorry, DCI.
I wasn't sure about was Wardle, because in my mind,
Wardle's a really interesting character, because I totally agree what you're about to say. You say what you.
In my mind, he's an older man.
Yeah.
I thought he was an older man than Strike. He seemed too cynical, too jaded to be as young, if not a bit younger than Strike, as they portray him in the series.
When I read the book, it kind of felt like if I were to cast based on my thoughts because of the way he is, his character, it'd be Roger Allen.
Yeah.
This older detective.
Yeah.
He was a bit of a grump.
Yeah.
It was just, But in the books, his age is only really referred to once. And I think it's in Career of Evil, because his brother dies in an accident, his younger brother. And he's actually only in his, mid to late 30s. He's like the same age as Strike.
Right.
But Strike he's in his mid 30s, but because of how he looks, he's quite bear-like and everything, he's described as an old soul in a younger man's body, and that everybody presumes that he's a lot older than he is. And you really see it in Silkworm, because when Liz talks to him about the picture of their younger selves, of Andrew, Owen, her and Joe North.
See, that was a shame I didn't expand on that story.
A picture, and she's like, oh yeah, that's when I started my business here and everything, and they were my first ones. Joe's not here anymore. And she goes, the AIDS epidemic, you know what it was like. And of course,
not really,
but he doesn't react to it, and it says in the book after that people tend to mistake him for being older than he actually is.
But in another sense, costume design.
Oh my God, the coat. That
coat is iconic.
Is he wearing a coat? No, he's wearing a suit in this, isn't he?
He's wearing a suit, but the coat makes him bear-like and bigger,
and it hides him.
Yeah,
it's really
amazing.
His character. He'll hide everything.
Yeah.
Plane.
I thought that was a motorbike.
No, that was really, really fast plane.
Yeah.
Just went overhead. He's just stunning. I love him. The thing with costume and that as well, I loved, this may sound, I don't know, Matthew's outfits, because he was very sharp and pristine, and that when he wore his with the only time he went really casual was when in the Silkworm when his mum's died, and she comes home and finds him, and he's on the floor with an open bottle of wine that's nearly empty, and he's just a wreck. And the next morning he's sat in his boxers and a shirt, and she gives him a massive breakfast and he just doesn't touch it. But Matthew's a prick. He is. He's an utter prick, and they actually played him really well.
Played his prickness very well.
the script really helped with it. Like little things, like how he came home one evening, and he was like, "Oh, pasta again."
Yeah, or
I'm not having courgette.
Yeah, when she says about the job, she said, "Oh, it's all so boring and corporate." And he said, "What, like my job?" He makes everything about himself, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, and he's
crazy.
You're gonna need to get better paid job if we're going to get a mortgage and that.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, what if I don't want that? And he's like, this is our future, Robin.
Yeah.
Think of our future children. We need to be somewhere where it's a good school.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're only engaged at the moment, mate. You know, just
yeah.
And there's a really, really great scene in Silkworm after they've had a fight, and it's really interesting, that scene. But afterwards, she comes home one day, and he's doing the ironing.
Oh.
And he's like, oh, look at me, I'm doing the ironing. She's like, yeah, this is great. Thank you. This is great. And then he's like, so what are we doing this evening? Kind of, what are you going to do for me? What are you going to make us for dinner? Oh, I'm going out. I've got to go to work. Yeah. And his face falls. Yeah. And it's like, give me the praise. I'm hooking for a compliment here. Give me something.
He's a little boy.
Yeah.
He's a real little boy.
Yeah.
And he's so... He pales in comparison to Cormoran in all ways. Because that's the point of him, isn't it?
The scene where they meet.
Oh my God, the awkwardness was palpable. It was
it's so stunning because
the
meeting at a pub, Robin's organised them to have a meet-up. And Cormoran arrives and he's like, hi, you know, shook hands,
yeah. You into rugby?
You into rugby? Not really. No. Well, no, he goes, did you do any sport, you know, before, you know, kind of, and he points to his leg, and it's like, and he's like, well, I used to be the hopscotch champion, but I guess I can't do that now, can I? But yeah, and he's like, he's like telling the rugby score in every single syllable. He's a punch, and I could just hear when Strike went off to the bar, and it's in the book, and I just heard it in my head, like you could hear Strike think prick, and he's thinking wanker, you know, that kind of thing. It's just but I love striking. Tom Burke plays that moment perfectly, and that scene where Matthew says the worst thing possible, and it's like, and you can see Strike's like, you get his eyes, he's really angry, but he's doing that. Oh, I'm really interested. Really?
Yeah.
Like that. And he says, Robin was the only
fit
bird with a half-decent brain. No, she says half decent.
Oh,
and it's like
prick.
So, and Corman's like,
he's a prick.
But his eyes are going, you evil, evil son of a. And when he opens the invite for the wedding, he's like, 8 weeks. Wow, that's soon. It's just,
it's horribly awkward.
Awkward personified. It's just,
it really is. But what I love about in the books is after that meeting, Cormoran kind of keeps an eye on her. He kind of, I think he kind of instinctively, because of his past and obviously all of his experience with things, that he knows the kind of man Matthew is. Yeah. And I think he kind of keeps an eye
but
on her.
I like it's in the drama as well, that the following day when Robin asks what he thought of Matthew and he says nice guy, she knows that he doesn't like him, because if he did like him, he would have said something else. Yes. She knows him that well. Yeah.
I love that they have, like, by the end of Career of Evil, they've almost got like a shorthand with each other. Yeah. They're so, like, their minds are so connected. They just know each other by that point. Yeah.
And so when various things happen and it causes a strain on their professional and their friendship, relationship, it's so interesting and it's heartbreaking to read. It's so hard.
Because they're both right and they're both wrong.
I know, and I'm like, just be nice, just be friends again, please.
I think they did a stellar job, and I would even go so far as to say I think this is the best adaptation of JK's work.
Yes, I agree.
Honestly, I really do. Agree. Like, even the Harry Potter films, for me, I preferred the adaptations.
Yeah, and yes, just with any adaptation, stuff was changed, people were taken out, sequence altered, but it didn't lose the focus. It kept the tiny, tiny details. It was just perfect, and it didn't lose grip of what the crime, that they've been investigating and all that lot. They represented different people,
yeah,
perfectly different levels of society.
A very diverse London reel.
Yes, yeah.
Because London is one of the most diverse places on the planet.
And
like
cinematography.
Yeah. Oh, you've got to say the shot that you adore.
Right, the shot that I absolutely adore, and it just, I saw that and I was like in the first episode, and I was like, yeah, this is perfection. Right, there is a shot. Cormoran's walking to go to Luda's place because he's going to talk to the security guard again. And as he's just walking down the street, and you just follow him down the street, and then the shot changes, so it's a bit more kind of like at the end of the street, just looking as he goes far. And above him is a massive billboard of Geese May, and it's Lula. And the way that she's lying with her arm up and her legs bent as well, kind of, and this kind of arched back, though, and she's looking off into the off that way, and her eyes are quite distant. If you took how she fell and flipped her over, she'd be in the exact same position. And it's just like, and obviously he's going underneath into the murky water to find out who she is. And I'm like, oh my god, cinematography! It's just amazing.
And I have to say as well, the way they did the leg. They did the leg beautifully, and Tom Burke acted having a slight limp.
Him running with a limp was amazing. And they did various techniques, like they had like a sequence when he first takes off the leg, and it's very obviously it's somebody who is an amputee who they've shot from the leg down. They did other sequences where there was Tom, he was lying, he was sat on the sofa, like, oh, my leg's killing me, and then his trouser leg went up slightly and you saw the rod of his and there was another scene, I don't know how they did it, and the director on some bits, he's actually said, I'm keeping this a secret because he said I did a lot of research on how to do these techniques. Other ones, it's my favourite one, and it's in Silkworm, second episode Silkworm, because he's hurt his leg and they go to a pub. And Tom Burke is very clearly his leg, and he's massaging his leg, but the way that the shot flows, it kind of flows around him. So there's no way it's a trick like, oh, his leg's hidden behind the table and that's a fake leg and he's massaging. No, it is his real leg. So how the hell did you do that? Because it's just, he's got like a bit of material over his stump and he's massaging it so that the people won't see it. And his leg is on the other side. But it's like, but if that is his leg, how are you doing that fabric effect? How? It's just, wow.
I liked the shot in the swimming baths when he sat down after he's had his shower.
There's that one as well. And
is that just a green screen where he wore a green sock?
Probably, I think that most likely is. Kind of like what they did in like Gary Sinise in Forrest Gump. So you do the shot without him, and then you do the shot with him with the sock and impose over for the various bits. And obviously digitalize any shadow out of the shot. So it's just fabulous of what they did. But he was so good. And Tom Burke, I was saying, I saw an interview where he'd done it so much, he was doing it without thinking, and it took like a week or so after they finished shooting for him to realise he was still limping. It was just
muscle memory.
But the way that he runs is amazing, and there's a sequence that's going to come in Career of Evil when he's going to run like hell.
Yes, there is, isn't there?
And I'm like, oh my god, that's going to be amazing. Oh my god,
the combination of immensely brilliant casting, wonderful writing, brilliant acting, superb cinematography, amazing music, because we talk about music,
the music, awesome.
Everything. That title, the title cards are just
the title card. The song with title cards is phenomenal, and the two dramas have ended with I wish I knew what I know now when I was younger, and I don't know the song for the second one, but it's oh god, what are they singing? They're referring to
it's like, it's basically like Never. It's not Never Let Me Go by Florence and the Machine, but it's that kind of. It's that kind of sentiment of two people being together.
Hang on, I'll definitely have it here because I'm subscribed to. I watch these videos of just their scenes all the time. Hang on, let me get to it. I'll be able to play. This is the opening sequence. It's probably going to cut there.
It's everything.
Hang on. Right, hang on. Here we go. This is the ending. Today is gone. Don't speak your distant song.
Never wish you away.
I'll never ever wish you away.
Oh my
It's
God.
perfect.
Like, even the music ships them. I'm just in awe. I just love it.
But the opening song is just so powerful. When you're used, bruised,
Black and
blue, don't think about it.
Never doubt it.
I'll walk beside you.
And I
can't help but think when I hear that, not just Robin Cormoran, but like his mum.
Yeah, his mother.
To him, and I'm like, oh my God. But obviously, Blue Oyster Cult is a massive deal in the third one. So when Burke gets a Blue Oyster Cult,
will they get permission to do that?
Oh, come on, they gave her permission to publish the lyrics in the book and to use
true.
it as the main focus. I'm sure they'll give them permission to the drama.
And I love like all the
But
titles.
if they use Don't Fear the Reaper, that is going to be amazing.
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. But yes, so 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5.
1,000,000 out of 10.
It was awesome.
Awesome. If you're able to see it, please do.
Please do.
It's been picked up for to be shown in the US and Canada. As to when that will be, we don't know yet. Just as we don't know when we're going to get Career of Evil. I don't know if maybe like they'll hold off US and Canada and show the 3 back to back. So when we have the third one, they'll have the first one or something.
Yeah, maybe.
So then we don't know because I want to coincide, obviously, probably with that in the US release as well. But it was just phenomenal.
I loved it.
Love it.
Absolutely loved it.
I'm like, if it comes out on Blu-ray, even better.
You are such a fangirl.
I am totally shipping this now, and I can't help it. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, they're amazing. They are amazing together. So is that it?
I think so. So well done, BBC.
Yeah, keep it up.
Keep it up. We totally recommend this. Even if you've read the book or not read the books, don't worry about it. Watch it.
And we were talking yesterday, weren't we, about the possibility that perhaps other writers might write mysteries.
Well,
but I don't know.
But we don't know because we don't know how the BBC are going to want to play this.
But
because
writing books takes an awfully long time.
But if they were that committed to like Sherlock, do 3 episodes over 2 years.
Yeah.
It depends because of the ratings and everything. It depends on how they feel, how JK feels, how they approach it. But yeah, we'll just
as long as you don't go down the route of Sherlock, we'll be good.
And as long as if they get other writers to do stories, they don't like do more development of character that is just like completely wrong.
I'm sure JK will have eyes on it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can't. You don't get to. I mean, like Diana Gabaldon has had sort of the same kind of conversations. Authors don't actually have any control over an adaptation. Once it's bought, it's bought, and it's up to the people that make it.
And until you get to like JK,
her level.
It was so funny because I saw this interview with Holiday Granger, and they're saying because the places JK wanted to make sure they were real places, they are real pubs that she refers to, and they were shooting in one of the pubs. She didn't say which one, and JK was there that day, and she was like buzzing. She was so excited because they happened to be shooting at the table where she sat when she was researching places and wrote it into the book. She was that excited.
Oh, I can't.
So,
and we know so excited.
On a different location, she recently tweeted that Robert Galbraith wrote a new chapter of Cormoran Strike whilst on the set of Fantastic Beasts 2.
She didn't say Lethal White. She said
Cormoran
Strike.
Most recent story.
So she might
be talking about the next one. Because the publishers might have it. Because that's the thing, publishers they get it like 6 months before because they've got to go through the editing process and all that palaver and marketing and everything. So they could technically have Lethal White now.
Yeah.
We don't know. But yes, we're so excited.
It's going to be amazing.
So once we know, because we know the Career of Evil is going to coincide with the release of the new book. As soon as we know when the new book's coming out, we'll have the date for Career of Evil.
And I actually think I'm going to have to buy the hardcover.
Oh, really? You're not going to wait?
I actually think I'm going to have to buy the hardcover because I can't wait. I need to know what happened.
Yeah.
I need to know that Robin has annulled her marriage to that prick, and they're set up in business, and that the business is now called Strike and Ellicott.
Yeah.
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 It's going to happen.
Well, wait and see.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
If you've watched this drama, or if you want to post your thoughts or anything like that, feel free to. And yeah, we'll see you soon.
All right then.
Bye. Bye.